of the City of Wyoming, Minnesota for March 18th, 2025. Let the record reflect we do have a quorum. Member Luger, Member Onstad, Member Schilling, Member Yeager, and Mayor Iverson are present. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I would just like to take 1 second to thank Member Schilling for leading the Pledge of Allegiance and for being a veteran. We appreciate your service. On to open forum. Open forum is an opportunity for members of the public to address the City Council on items that are or may not be on the current agenda. Items requiring council action may be deferred to staff or boards and commissions for research and future council agendas if appropriate. You will be limited to 3 minutes, and we ask that you conduct yourself in a professional, courteous manner and refrain from the use of profanity. Failure to abide by this policy may result in the loss of privilege to speak. I know that Commissioner Matska is here. You want to start us off, please?
Sure. Thank you for this opportunity to speak. Just want to give you updates on 2 things. One is that the Highway 8 is getting close to being resubmitted. The layout of Highway 8 in the portion that's in the City of Wyoming. Mr. Triplett will be coming to your City Council. I hope to accompany him just to listen so that you are advised and he can get your input as to the final plans. And that should come up within the next 2 months, I think at least. Also, the county just recently agreed to hire WSB to do a study of the I-35 County State Highway 22 corridor to get some preferred alternatives to what might be helpful. And that has been approved, and that will be starting in the next maybe 45 days or so. And of course, that's going to be a lot of input by the city as well, from the City Council. But it's the first step in what has to be done. So we need to get lots of federal funds, or at least state funds. See, I went right to state there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Does anybody have any questions for Commissioner Matska?
Is there anything I should be working on? I will remain for the whole meeting, and so I can get updated again.
All right. Sounds great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have anybody else for open forum? Seeing none, we'll move on to number 1, approval of minutes. Consider approving the minutes of the regular meeting of the Wyoming, Minnesota City Council for March 4th, 2025. If there are no comments or changes, do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
We have a motion to approve by Member Onstad. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Member Schilling. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So approved. Number 2, consider approving the minutes of the work session of the Wyoming, Minnesota City Council for March 4th, 2025. If there are no comments or changes, do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion to approve by Member Onstad. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Member Schilling. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So approved. Consent agenda number 3, 4, 5, and 3, 4, and 5. Does anybody wish to pull anything from the consent agenda for further discussion? If not, we need a motion to approve the consent agenda 3, 4, and 5.
So moved.
We have a motion by Member Schilling. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Member Onstad. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So approved. Acknowledge of receipts of reports of officer boards, commissions, and department heads. Number 6, 7, 8, and 9. I'd like to pull number, and 10. I'd like to pull number 10, please. Anybody else like to pull a report? Seeing none, I'd like to pull a report from our Public Safety Director, Neil Bauer. Congratulations on the KSTP story. It was very good and really stated your case.
Yeah, it was, they reached out proactively to cover the story, but it was a great way to highlight the EMS only responder position that we've adapted some of our firefighter positions. So we've gotten numerous applicants, some even from outside of the area that have been interested. So we've made sure to clarify that you need to live within 8 minutes response time. But overall, it's been a really good response, and we did get some good feedback on it. So any kind of coverage like that is beneficial.
Anything positive is really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Did you see more of an uptick in the interest after the story, or was it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So we have, I would say, probably 5 applicants since then, if
Okay.
not more. So it's been a good result.
Do you have other cities reaching out for our program? Similar
Not,
to what we're
we have not at this point, no.
doing? Okay.
Right.
All right. Well, good job.
Thank
It
you.
was very
Yeah.
exciting to see that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. All right, we'll move on to communications. Number 11, communications from Chisago County Assessor announcing Board of Equalization date for the city of Wyoming on April 15th, 2025 at 6 p.m. The Wyoming Library. Mr. McFarland, are you doing this or Mr. Linwood?
I'll take that,
Okay.
Mayor. Thank you, Mayor, members of council. This is just a communication update to let you all know, and we'll also let the community know that the assessor's office will be holding their annual equalization meeting on April 15th, 2025 at the library. We will put signage at City Hall and at the front door of the library stating as much, and then we'll also be publishing this in the Chisago County Press as well as on our website and then just the billboard here at City Hall. So just communication FYI.
Okay, any questions? No? Okay. And number 12, 2025 Chisago County Housing Study Maxfield Research. I know we've been waiting over a year, right, on this?
It's been in the works for quite some time,
Yeah.
so exciting that Maxfield has done this. I gave council a little bit of background on this in regards to some of the key findings within the study, in regards to some of the tight conditions that we have in our current housing market and some potential implications not only for the city of Wyoming, but just to Chisago County as a whole. This is a very useful document. It's something that when we have developers come to town, something that they ask for right away. Maxfield is very respected, and it usually provides the developers really great data. As part of this, there is going to be the county, Chisago County HRA EDA will be holding a breakfast on Friday, March 21st in North Branch from 8 to 10 a.m. and that would be this upcoming Friday actually. So if you are interested, there was a link provided in the document, so you certainly feel free to sign up for that. We'll have a staff member up at that as well. So like I said, it's a good document. It's a large document and a lot to review, but shared that with the council, and we'll also be adding that to our city website.
Perfect, any questions?
Yeah, I do have a question. Will Maxfield be giving an update now that there is a new administration in Washington and how that will affect interest rates? And, because interest rates was part of your key findings about the difficulty, interest rates being so high that it's gonna be hard to get builders in. And, an update, because things have changed way much since the fall.
I know that was one of the takeaways within that is in regards to interest rate trends as far as that they've come down slightly, but they talked about some of the affordability that it can remain a challenge and that essentially those future adjustments could impact the pace of homes, whether they go up or down. They may touch on that. I can't say for certain if they will, but
Okay.
certainly it was kind of one of the key findings within the report, so I would think that there's a decent chance that they would. I don't know all the topic that they'll be focusing on for that breakfast, but I would
It'd
think
be
definitely
interesting.
a component of it.
How the new administration factors into their study.
Yeah, I don't know how much that they did factor that component in, but I think overall, like I said, they try to look at the different trends in regards to that
Yep.
housing, and certainly they may, look at that or have updates on that based on that. This has been ongoing, the work on this through 2024, now we're into 2025, a few months, so might be a good question as they could probably have some more expertise on that.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for that. We'll move on to new business. Number 13, to consider resolution 250327, a resolution approving the purchase of park equipment for the Fireside Park project from St. Croix Recreation in the amount of $71,107. I do know we have Chair Spangler here tonight as well, should there be any further questions about that committee. Mr. McFarland, you're on for this one.
Yeah, that's me. Honorable Mayor and members of the City Council, the item before you is that recommendation for the purchase of park equipment for Fireside Park project, which is coming from St. Croix Recreation. For a little bit of background on this, in 2024, I'd say the Park Advisory Commission began serious discussions and exploratory nature towards a potential park project within the city, and specifically geared towards Fireside Park. Fireside Park was selected by the Park Advisory Commission largely based off of the Park and Trails Master Plan that was approved by the city in 2022. That master plan identified Fireside Park as the park within our community that needs the most amount of, I'll say, assistance to get to a desirable state, mostly based on the age of the equipment and the condition that it was in. The Park Advisory Commission really kicked off this process by authorizing the creation and distribution of a Fireside Park survey to engage members of the community. That survey was sent out to individuals in the town that lived south of 262nd Street, including those that lived on 262nd and west of Highway 35. That radius was selected mostly because 262nd is right on the border of Lions Park, so anyone north of that has access to that as really their main park in the community, where anyone south, while they can go to Lions Park, really has Fireside Park to their own as well. So a total of 155 mailers were sent out to residents, and it asked a variety of questions, mostly about what they'd want to see at the park if a project were to be done, the amenities to include, the ideal use age, if you were to get a play structure, a specific type, whether it be net, nature-based, just a regular standard playground, and so forth. Survey results were due on December 27th, and the Park Advisory Commission reviewed those at their January meeting. During that meeting as well then, a request for quotes was authorized to then be sent out to playground manufacturers, to which it stated that the total budget for the project would be $70,000, and inclusionary with that amount should be concrete borders, engineered wood fiber, a play structure, and then the cost to install all of that equipment. We sent that out to 10 different playground manufacturers and heard back from 6 of them, and they provided 10 total proposals. There was no limit on the amount you could send. As long as you're interested, you could send us 20. The commissioners reviewed the proposals at their regular meeting on March 3rd. I included then the proposals, who all sent those proposals in alphabetical order. There's Compan, Inc., MWP Recreation, Northland Recreation, Pro Playgrounds, St. Croix Recreation, and Weber Recreation. A lot of good proposals there. I included all of them in your packet for review. But the Park Advisory Commission has recommended that the Wyoming City Council approve the proposal from St. Croix Recreation in the amount of $70,000. One thing that they wanted to stress was that they wanted to include an ADA compliant swing. That wasn't in the original proposal, so it was $70,000 with the addition of that. I talked to Mike Basich, I think I'm saying that last name correct, who is the representative from St. Croix Recreation. He's actually with us tonight at the back left of the council chambers, and he'll be here for any additional questions if needed. But he told me that the swing will cost an additional $1,107, so the total is $71,107. The project will be paid for using the gambling funds or gambling proceeds fund. And I gave a quick little synopsis, even though the proposal was included on the one that was provided by St. Croix. But the synopsis is that the proposed structure was manufactured and assembled for the National American Structural Landscape Architects Exposition in Minneapolis. That means it was put together and then taken apart. Because of that, it's classified as used, which is why we got a $109,000 discount on the equipment, which helped bring it down and provide, as you can see, 7 different pieces of equipment for this park. Yep. Overall, though, their proposal included the concrete borders, engineered wood fiber, equipment installation, and then 7 separate play structures for children ages 2 to 12. The lead time for a project like this is 4 to 5 weeks as well. So yeah, overall, the recommendation from staff is to approve the resolution 250327, a resolution authorizing the purchase of Fireside Park equipment from St. Croix Recreation in the amount of $71,107, and stand for any questions.
Mr. McFarland, I'm going to start. First, I want to applaud the Park Commission for doing an ADA swing. That's near and dear to my heart, and having that in our parks is amazing. So applaud every one of those commissioners that was included. My only question would be, is any of that amount of money, that 71 plus, is there anything that our Public Works could help with to save a little bit of money on that? I'm sure you guys went through that, but.
Yep, so
just
we
asking.
looked into it, I discussed with Public Works Superintendent Reeves. Originally, the park equipment was going to be removed by our Public Works staff, but actually through contacts with an individual who works for the city of Hugo, we found out about a group, I'm trying to remember their name, I think it's Bowers something removal, my apologies, Bowers. But they remove park equipment like this for free. They're only charged that they keep the equipment and then refurbish it and sell it. So removal would be free in that regard, and then they would also be doing, Public Works would be doing the groundwork, I guess, preparing the site prior to as well.
So high five on all of that. So good job. Really appreciate that. Let's go with Member Onstad next, please.
When I originally started working for the city, I was on the Park Advisory Commission 6 years ago, and we've been working on
It's been a
this
long time.
park for a long time, and I am so excited to see this moving forward. And just really a great piece of equipment, a great deal, and I'm looking forward to this being developed.
Perfect. Member Luker?
I have no questions. Glad this is moving forward.
Member Yeager?
How much is in the gambling fund?
Currently, there's $154,000 in the gambling fund.
Okay. And how used is this equipment? I mean, you had it up in a trade show?
It's brand.
So nobody's been climbing on it?
Been climbing on it, it's relatively pristine.
No, cool, because I buy cars that way, lightly used, and works out well.
It's considered used because it actually.
Yeah, because you had it up.
Built up.
But no, I think, guys, it's a really good idea to get more for your money by getting slightly used.
Okay. Member Schilling?
I do not have any questions. I'm glad to see this moving forward and all the work that was put into, save the city some money on this, so thank you.
All right, so I will make the motion to approve Resolution 250327, a resolution approving the purchase of park equipment for the Fireside Park project from St. Croix Recreation in the amount of $71,107. Do we have a second?
I would like to second that.
All right, Member Onstad is a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So approved. I'd like to see a ribbon cutting on that. Right?
Big scissors.
No.
Yeah, I
That'll
would
bring it
like
up by
to
a
see
couple
that.
dollars.
Yeah, let's, I
That'll
think,
bring the final price up just a little bit,
I'll donate out of my mayor pay.
because we'll have to get that ribbon.
All right. Number 14, 2025 proclamation celebrating Arbor Day, and I believe that's also Mr. McFarland?
That is, yep. Honorable Mayor and members of the City Council. In 2020, the City of Wyoming became a member of the Tree City USA program. A little bit of background would be that the Tree City USA program began in 1976 and is a national program that supports community tree management. They state that trees are a critical part of the city's infrastructure. And a healthy forestry program helps to protect groundwater, reduce energy costs, support erosion control, and boost property values. In order to maintain our Tree City USA status, we must hold an Arbor Day celebration and issue a proclamation. This year it would state that April 25th, 2025 is Arbor Day in the city of Wyoming. Staff will be administering a tree planting event on Saturday, April 26th, 2025. We're currently working on specific details for where that'll take place. And I'll have more on that at a future meeting then. But yeah, the recommendation is to proclaim April 25th, 2025 as Arbor Day in Wyoming, Minnesota.
Okay, and Mr. McFarland, I'll understand that you'll probably have some more information in terms of what's gonna happen if you need some help from whether it's our Cub Scouts or Girl Scouts or anything like that in previous years.
Correct. We're
right?
going to meet this week actually to talk further on it.
Okay, perfect. So exciting to have that. Questions? We'll start with Member Yeager.
None?
None?
None.
Okay, Member Schilling?
No questions.
Member Onstad?
No questions.
Member Luker?
Also no questions.
Well, that's pretty easy.
Yeah.
So we need a motion to approve the 2025 proclamation celebrating Arbor's Day.
Motion.
Motion?
Yep.
Okay, we have a motion by Member Onstad. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Member Schilling. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So approved. Council reports. We'll start with Member Luker.
I attended the Joint Lake Sewer Commission meeting last night, as well as the work session earlier tonight.
We heard a lot about
We heard
odor.
a lot. It was 34 amazing slides.
Okay, we'll go with Member Onstad.
I attended the work session just prior to this meeting, and last week I also had a moment that I was able to do some lobbying down at a meeting with politicians down by the state capitol, and I was able to do a little bit of lobbying for our public safety building. And that included the governor and the Secretary of State.
That's great. Awesome. All right, anything else?
That's it.
That's pretty important. Okay, Member Schilling?
I attended the work session prior to this, and then thank you for those that are watching and who is attending.
All right, and Member Yeager?
I also attended the work session prior to this meeting, and thank you all for coming, and thank you all for watching.
I attended those as well, but I do have a question about the medallion hunt. I think it's kind of exciting that it went 5 days. I think the 5th is when it was finally found.
Yep, it's found on Friday.
Okay, so if you could just give us just a little synopsis and how great it was and the winner, if you remember the name.
I have to-
And if not, that's fine, but,
Sure,
yeah.
sure. Yep, this was, I think, the 5th year, or I'm gonna say actually the 4th year of doing the Wyoming medallion hunt. Each year, we hide it in one of the city's public spaces, whether that's our parks, or we could hide it at City Hall or wherever. This year, it wasn't a park. It was in Swenson's Park. We gave clues for 5 days on where it might be. It was hidden underneath, taped under some bleachers next to the hockey rink. But it's a great event that allows individuals from our community to really explore all the parks within the city of Wyoming. We unfortunately were out at a conference when we thought the best clue on Thursday really kind of gave away, okay, it's in one of these 2 places. So, but we did get reports of multiple kids with their parents walking around those parks, and I think that's what it's all about, really, to get them out there. So,
Yeah.
super exciting. On Friday, the winner came in with their mom, and they said that at 9 a.m. they knew the clue was going to come out, and they were waiting in their driveway in the car. And as soon as it hit, the daughter said, "I know where that is." And they saw some weird-looking bleachers, as they said, and they went over. And on our Facebook, we posted the winner, and even the mom shared a photo of the
Yeah.
daughter at the bleachers themselves. So I thought it was an excellent event, really fun this year. So
Yeah, that's great. And then we had the snowstorm, so
Yep.
kind of depending on where it was going to be hidden, it
Yep.
was kind of interesting to see how that works.
Our
So
winner's name was Emily Raditz.
Emily
Thank you.
Raditz. So congratulations, Emily, on that. And I think this is just such a great event for our parks, for people to really see all the 17 great parks that we have. So good job on that and on the clues this year. So with that, we need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We need a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?